Hey everyone, welcome to another morning session. Today's Thursday and it's London time. Let's see what the market has for us. London session is always hard. New York is very easy. Okay, let's start with the dollar as usual. Okay, nice one. So yesterday we saw the dollar trying to clean this low, and I was watching this level as a potential bounce. It went through it, and I was excited that we were going to take out this low, but for some reason this wick has given some form of a bounce. Inside that wick, let's have a look what was in there. Is there anything that caused price to rally? Let's have a look on the 15 minutes. Okay, so inside that wick we had this level. I'm gonna project it in time. Change the color to a different color. So those two levels are meaningful, even though it's on the lower time frame. It shouldn't have given this kind of support to price, but it did. Yeah, it did, and gave another support here to push price up. Thinking I'm long. Give me a second. I'll answer that when I jump onto the dollar card. Right, so we do have a bounce from that level derived from the 15 minutes. I don't see it so meaningful because it's not on the daily time frame. Therefore, I expect a continuation to the downside. How they do that today, I don't know, but that's my expectation, a continuation to the downside. Yesterday should have really been the day they run this low, but again, price is price. You have to respect what price wants to do. Yeah, you have to respect what price wants to do, and again, I don't know where price is gonna continue going up to. So let's see how far price wants to go to. Ideally, let's go into the line chart. There we go. So based on the line chart, if this is a channel, it should come up to here and there. These are the two levels I'm watching. These are the two levels I'm watching, and if I go on the daily, it's nothing meaningful on the daily. On the 4 hour looks better because it's a just like I derived from the 15 minutes down here, similar. So I want to see price come up a little bit more, and then finally another leg down. All right, that's what I'm expecting. So let's see if we can get a bounce from this down candle, right? From this down candle into one of these levels, or maybe the middle of it. Okay, ideally this one should be fine. Yeah, this one should be fine, but price can do whatever it wants to do. And if we do get this push up a little bit, then we can see the foreign currencies go down a little bit more before the continuation to the upside. I could be wrong, and they could, okay, use this low and that low as equal low, okay, and drive price all the way back up again. Yeah, they could do that. I could be wrong. They could use this equal lows, okay, and I'll show you example. Something like this. Okay, instead of running that low, leave it as equal low, and then run all the way back up before coming back down to take it. Okay, so be mindful of that as well. Since we are in consolidation, expect anything. Right, they could do that. Leave this as equal low, run up a little bit more, and then ultimately coming down to clean this low. Right, so be mindful. Don't have some kind of guide to the trades that you would take. So if this does this, then I'll do that. And I'm going to show you something. Yesterday I did make mention of it, and it did play out. I watched it did play out nicely. It's something that I'm testing. I'll show you once we get onto that pair. Okay, so be mindful of this down candle, that it can take price up a little bit more, and also this equal low might stay intact and then take price up. Right, let's jump onto Aussie. Again, with Aussie, like I said yesterday, I'm not expecting much on this pair, as it's not doing much. It's just taking out highs and lows, and it did clean out this equal high again and dropped back inside. So I'm not expecting anything much from this pair. This pair has been sideways for some time. If you are not trading the lower time frame, looking for 20-30 pips, this has not offered 100 pips without stopping you out. Okay, this has not offered 100 pips without stopping you out. So be mindful on this, because price is very choppy and they can take you out anytime. Like I said, it seems we are trading in a channel. We just broke outside and it's got back in. Sorry, we are trading in a consolidation, and it broke to the upside and got back in. Typical consolidation trading, right? A lot of people are trying to buy the breakout to the upside, and they've brought them back inside. So maybe we can see a continuation to the downside, to the lower portion of this consolidation, before another, or a run below here before another push up. So if anything, just leave this pair alone. All right, and what I'm going to cover, maybe let me cover it now so that everyone will be aware of it. So when I point it out going forward, you will be you will know. Yeah, so let me point it out. It's on this pair. Now yesterday I did mention that if I want to sell this pair, okay, because it's going up, I don't want to sell up here, although it seems like it wants to go down, and I measured that we should see this leg added there to the downside. Yeah, but because price was going up and I'm not confident in taking this on the upside, if this is truly we've turned the corner and it's going to make a lower low, it needs to break this low. Yeah, this low, it needs to break it. Therefore, I'll put a sell stop below here, and then I'll go with the momentum. Yeah, I'll go with the momentum breaking this down, because if this is bearish indeed, once this low is taken, because it's a swing low, okay, once this low is taken out, price is gonna explode to the downside. Yeah, price is gonna explode to the downside. So you can take an entry with the momentum that takes price down. Why? Because if we've made a high and we've made a low, okay, and this low is intermediate, yeah, it's within this overall price structure. Yeah, between this high and that low, we have an intermediate low and we have a high. So if price is going to go up, right, this low will defend it and then take price up. But if price is not gonna go up, this low will give up and they will go with speed to the downside if this low is giving up. Alright, and I mentioned if I want to sell short, I'll wait for the break and a retest. So the break and a retest happened here. Yeah, we broke it, retest, and then we smashed down for the entire day. Yeah, that is what I'm looking. If I was going to take a trade on dollar, that's what I would do. So same thing we have with the dollar. If I was to sell short on the dollar right now, instead of me selling up here without having a clean understanding that price is gonna come up here and sell short, this is where I'll be watching, because if it's gonna go bearish, it's gonna come back down here. Yeah, it's gonna come back down here, and when it's coming down, it's gonna go with speed. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, if it's going down, it's gonna go down with speed. So I'll rather sell short here rather than trying to predict the high. Yeah, it's safer, right? In this condition, it's safe. So instead of selling up here without knowing that, okay, price is gonna stop, yeah, if it does give me a rejection up here, yes, I'll sell short, but the safest bet is down here. Wait for price to reject and come back down and show momentum to continue going down by taking out this low. Okay, so you will see several examples as I go through these pairs. Okay, so be mindful of what I've just explained here. Okay, because I'm gonna show you more examples as I go forward. All right, so yesterday I watched this the entire day. I'm seeing it dropping for the rest of the day to take out this low. So let's carry on to the next pair. Right, so between this and the Aussie, I mentioned that this pair is weak. Yeah, this pair is weak because it's not taking out highs, whereas Aussie is strong and it's taking out this high. So if you want to sell short, this was the one to sell short. Yeah, and it got to the level I liked and it's giving a rejection, but because overall this pair is not doing much, that's why I'm not doing anything on it. However, if you want to take a trade, this overall price structure, yeah, we are stuck between this range. Alright, price is not doing much and there's lots of wicks. These wicks are representing people being stopped out. Yeah, they are representing people being stopped out. So if you want to sell short, you might get killed early. If you want to buy long, you might get killed early. Right, so personally I'll say stay out from this for now, because this is not even moving considerably for you to be making enough pips on it, unless you are very lucky to understand price and say, okay, I'll buy below old lows. Okay, if you understand price and you understand what I talked about the other day concerning liquidity pools, you can buy below lows. But yet again, when this is dropping, you'll be scared to buy it. So I'll say stay out for now. Okay, because price action is not as clean. These two pairs are not clean to read right now. Let's jump on to pound. Okay, so let me use a clean pair. Yeah, let me use this one. Okay, so on pound, we did have a trade, we did have a trade down here, and we are waiting for an entry there, but price didn't give us the entry, and then it shot all the way up, and it's now come back down to the entry that we were looking for. All right, now with this and with what the dollar is doing, I'm extra cautious to see what price will do. Therefore, I'll wait for my rejection pattern to give me an entry here. If I don't see the rejection pattern, I'm not taking it. Okay, so my rejection pattern is, now that we've driven down to hit this level, I'm looking for a swing low formation. Ideally, I want an engulfing down candle. So I want this candle to go all the way up and close above it before I be confident taking this trade. If not, then I'm not touching it, because there's potential that it can go through it. Okay, I'm not saying it's gonna go through it, but I personally prefer a swing low to form first, and then I'll take the trade. And if I'm wrong, that's fine, because that is the safest way to take this trade. Okay, so what do I mean by that? I want this candle to close here, and then on the next candle a short retracement, and then I'll take it long with my stop just below here. Right, so that's how I'll personally take this trade, and that's how I'll tell my signal group to take it as well, because like I explained earlier, dollar can push a little bit up. Right, if dollar does that, we could see this thing go down a little bit more. Right, again, look at what price is doing it within the week. Yeah, we went all the way down, all the way up, all the way down again. Very, very frustrating. Yeah, it's very, very frustrating. We are not getting clean price directions for you to say, okay, today I'm going to sell short and then hold it for at least 4 days, or I'm going to buy and hold it for at least 3 days. It's not going to happen in these conditions. Yeah, so you have to be nimble and be careful. So with this, I'll say wait for a swing low to form, break this high, and then buy it. If you get stopped out, no problem, because your risk will be minimum. And if you're wrong, it will give you immediate feedback that you're wrong. It's going to come back down straight away and stop you out. And if you're bold, you can sell short. Yeah. So the trade idea is, we've come back to a level, just like we did here. We've come back to another level, but for you to take the trade, you can take it right now and place your stop here. That's fine. Yeah, you can take it right now. I think I've deleted the entries, and it's in a video in somewhere. I'll find it. But if you want to take the trade, this is the trade, or this was the trade idea, with the stop right here. Okay, that was the initial trade, and we were looking for price to run this equal high with first target being there, but it did went up without giving us the entry. Now it's come back down for a test of this level. So if I want to take the long, because we've gone up already and it's coming back down, the way I'm seeing it, and I'm going to go back to the pair I showed you earlier, this one, okay, that low, similar to this, okay. If price is to go down because we've made a lower low and you cannot sell up here, if dollar was to go up, I'll wait for this low to be taken out, and once it takes this low out, it will retest it. Yeah, it will retest it. It will not break and then wait and retest. No, it will break, next candle opens, wick it, and then send it down. Yeah, so in case this is a 10, yeah, because we've made high, low, high, lower low, and failed to make a high, we could potentially, with the market structure in place, we could potentially see this fell over. However, dollar is still weak, so I don't see that happening. Yeah, but you have to consider that in this condition, you have to consider that, and then see what price will do. You can take a long, and if it stops here and it starts coming down, you have this as your line in the sand. Just wait for it to break and then retest, and then you sell short. Okay, because the momentum going down will be similar to what I showed you on this pair, right? The momentum going down will be quicker. Yeah, so for now it's a long. So for my group, I think maybe some of them are already long because the trade idea was there, or they just wait for price to trade above this high and then take the entry from there with the stop right here, something like this, and the target is still this equal high. I fancy this one. Yeah, I fancy this one. Okay, so I'll wait for this candle to close above that and I'll look for a 3-2-1. That's me. That'll be my trade. Yeah, you can go for that. There's nothing wrong with it because it's clean equal highs, but I will go for this and I'll be done. Yeah, so the trade idea is wait for this candle. Like I said, you can go long where it is now, but I'll wait for this high to be taken out, retest, and then I'll buy it with a stop here. And my first target is my 3-2-1. Okay, right there. Yeah, my first target would be my 3-2-1. Yeah, like that. Okay, let's jump on to the next pair, which is euro. See on the daily. We did run this high and we got a rejection. Yeah, I think it went to this daily level as well. It did go on to that daily level as well, and the rejection came in. Yesterday I wanted price to break this, come back down, retest this, and a continuation to the upside. We are still within that candle. Yeah, this down candle just spiked a little bit outside it, but we're still within that candle here. There is a tiny little gap that I like. I would have liked price to come here and then a rejection for a continuation to the upside. This pair is still bullish. Okay, it's not, the structure on this is different from the structure on the pound. This is still bullish. It could just have come down here and it's giving a rejection to continue going up. So I'll use the same tactics that I use. Price has open. Okay, if you pay attention to price, you will see it over the last I think 4 days, yeah, or 5 days. You see we open and then we come back down and then we go up for the rest of the day. We open, we went down, we went up, we opened, we went down, went up, we opened, somewhere in there, went down and then went up, and today we've opened and we went down. So we could see a potential move to the upside. Now between this and pound, because you cannot take both of them, yeah, you cannot take both of them, so you have to choose one, because the pound and the euro, they are paired against the dollar. So if you buy both of them, you will, if you take a loss, you are losing. I mean, if you risk 1% on this, 1% on that, that's you placing basically 2% on one trade. Okay. So between these two, which one will I trade? Yeah, between this and that, which one will I trade? Personally, because of what euro pound is doing, because of this, I will take euro. Yeah, if I was to choose between pound trade and euro trade, because of the bullishness in this pair, I'll take euro. Yeah, because if this pair is bullish, it will give more strength on euro, so I'll rather buy euro. Okay, so if euro is able to give me this, my target is this high here. Yeah, that high, that's where I'm focusing right now on euro. That's where my focus is. If the dollar is to continue going down, that's where my focus will be, that high. Right, so let's see if we do get that. However, for the trade idea, let's see how long we've got on the 4 hour. I would like to see a 4 hour, this situation right here, not this huge one, but a small one. This one closes as it is, and the next one open just and close above that, maybe for New York session, and then I'll buy it for New York, and then we'll see what price we do. Right now it's London, is very risky. We don't know what price wants to do for the day, but by New York, okay, by New York time, you will know what price wants to do, because if it wants to go up, it will break above this high, and on the 4 hour you will see a rejection, and then you can buy for a continuation to the upside. Okay, so I'll personally say wait till New York and then see what price we do, because we don't know what this beast wants to take price. For now, it looks like it wants to take it up, but any up movement is followed by a down. Yeah, any up movement for the last, I think, 1 week, any up movement is followed by a down. Okay, so we've now gone up for the day or for this early morning, so we could potentially see price drop back down. All right, so I would say wait for New York and then see what price would do before taking any entry on this pair. Okay, Euro pound. Yesterday I did mention that I wanted to see price, this up candle, sorry, this down candle being traded above on this up candle. It didn't do that and it dropped. So on this drop, okay, it gave me a rejection. Yeah, it gave me a rejection based on this up candle. So my idea was, okay, price will come back inside and then trade down. Yeah, and that's what led me to give a trade idea on pound Aussie. And when we get there, I'll show you that trade idea I gave pound Aussie, because if this is gonna go down, that'll be strength for pound and it should push pound Aussie up, because we were trading at a discount or at a level that I was watching since last week, and ultimately price just decided not to bunch to go down but to go up, and we've traded above that down candle. Yeah, so right now I still fancy price moving up on this pair, right? Because we are bullish. Okay, we've traded above a swing high on the daily time frame. So for me to be bearish right now, they need to come back down below this low. Let's remove this, serve this purpose. So right now, for me to go back to being bearish, they need to come down here. Yeah, we have an inside candle. So for me to be bearish, they need to come down and trade below this last up candle. And if they do that, we are going in on pound for an upside trade. Okay, so be mindful if you're trading this. Price is currently sitting in what we call premium. Is too expensive. Yeah, between this high and that low, we are trading at the middle. Near almost at the middle. Okay, so be mindful if you have a trade on this. If you are not long here, don't try to buy it right now, because we are in the upper portion of price and it's not ideal to be taking longs in here. Okay, you want to be selling short up here. I personally, the trade idea I gave yesterday, if it did give me an entry yesterday, I would have bought it. Okay, because yesterday price was still bullish, but because of this movement, okay, it's giving signs of weakness. Yeah, the strength has been, we call it exhaustion. It doesn't have strength to continue up anymore, and it doesn't have strength to push down currently. So just be mindful on this. Wait for New York and let's see what price we do. Okay, dollar CAD. Someone did mention that they were long, or you were thinking of going long. Okay, what can I say with this price action? Okay, good example again on what I shared earlier. This low, okay, this low. If you want to trade safely, I like to trade safely nowadays. Not nowadays, but since I got out from, the losing constantly, I like to trade cautiously. I want to make sure price give me something that I'm looking for before I take the trade. So going back to the Swiss yen pair example that I gave, is similar to this, right? If price is to continue to go up, right, this low should do what? It should support price and take price up. If it doesn't, it's gonna go down with momentum. It's gonna go down quickly. Yeah, go through your pairs that you look at and look for this pattern that I'm showing you here on the 4-hour. Could be on the 1-hour, but I like it on the 4-hour. If price, okay, is not gonna continue to go up and we are bearish, okay, because I am bearish on this pair, we are bearish and price doesn't want to continue going up. When the short-term low is formed, price has to give support with that short-term low. If it doesn't, the speed that is going to go through will be quicker. Why? Because people will be trying to buy this for continuation to the upside. Right, we have trend traders, they'll be buying this, yeah, and then you have Fibonacci traders, right, they'll be buying here. Okay, so there will be a lot of retail hanging around this low. You have to have context first. We have to be either bullish or bearish. So in this case, we are bearish, right? But price is trying to push higher. So if price is trying to push higher, this is bringing in who? The retail to buy. So if they are coming in to buy, where is it likely for them to be killed? Here. Why? Because price is coming down for retracement, so people will be thinking long. Yeah, caught me in here. I used this down candle, okay, and I'm expecting price to bounce off it, not hit it and then go up. I was just expecting a bounce, okay, and it caught me as well. It went through it with momentum. Yeah, so when you have this scenario, pay attention to it. So the idea is you have to have a bias first. Price is going up or price is going down. So if price is going down, okay, it will give you a retracement, and inside that retracement, it will give you a short-term low. Yeah, so let's say price is going down and it push up for retracement, and inside that retracement, it give you a short-term low and then it pushes up. Okay, so between this high and that low, trend traders will be coming in because this low will form like a trend, a short-term trend, and when it gets up here and it's coming back down, Fibonacci traders will join in. A lot of pattern will form around this area, and then expect price to go through with momentum. So you don't do anything, you draw a line at the low and then wait for price to break it. In the lower time frame, it will give you a wick. Maybe on the hourly or 15 minutes, it will break it and give you a wick as your entry, and then you sell price to take out this low. Yeah, so with all that long-winded explanation, okay, I think my bias is still here. Price should come down here because there is a lot of money sitting down there. So I personally fancy price coming here. Now if you're thinking of going long, there's nothing wrong because this is deemed as support. Okay, so support and resistance traders will probably draw a line somewhere in here. Say we bounce off here, there was a bounce, it's a bounce, so this was gonna give a bounce, and they could be right. Yeah, I'm not knocking them off, they could be right. However, I've been trained differently to see price different, and this is what I'm seeing. So I expect price to go here. I'm not gonna talk you out from your long Okay, you can buy it as long as it's part of your strategy and it's giving you a confirmation to go long. You can go long here, right? But I've been trained differently, that I should look for price to run equal highs and equal lows. So I'm looking for price to come here. Okay, I could be wrong and this could bounce and go up there. That's entirely fine. But because I'm not trading this and I'm just watching to see or to confirm to what I know, that price runs equal highs and equal lows, that's my expectation. Okay. We couldn't take advantage of this because, like I said, this is something I've recently noticed. I'm not confident in it yet, so I need to see more examples of it before I can give it as trade ideas. Okay, so if I see this enough and I get confident in it, then yes, I will send it as a trade idea, just like I saw on Swiss yen. I'll send this as trade ideas, but for now I'm watching it to see more examples of it to get confident with it. All right. I think our trade, most of the trades has been taken off from yesterday. Entry was there, first target was here, second target was there, and now we have a piece on to see where price should ultimately go. So if you are short, okay, by now you should have most of your profits off the table. Yeah, you should have most of your profits off the table, and just let it run and see how far it's gonna go. But your stop should be entry by now. Yeah, your stop should be by at your entry by now. I still fancy this to continue going down, ultimately, okay, to take out this low. If we do see, or if we do continue to see the bearishness in dollar, then I still fancy this to fall even further to here. But we will be taking another position on a retracement. Right now, I would say we are forming something of what I've just shared with you now. Yeah, this low, okay, because we are bearish, is giving what, a short-term bounce. So if we are to continue going down, this low will give up. Yeah, this low will give up, and as soon as it gives up on the lower time frame, it should give you some form of a confirmation, which is break it and then retest on the lower time frame, 15 or 1 hour, retest and then sell short with a stop above here, and just ride this bad boy to see if we can get down here. All right, so that's what I'm watching for on this pair currently. Let's see if we're gonna get a continuation to the downside. Aussie, New Zealand, beautiful. Yesterday I said that we were trading at a daily level and it shouldn't go up, because if it's gonna go up, sorry, if price is to stop going up, it should stop here. Yeah, if price is to stop going up, it should stop here. It did give me, I just didn't like this up candle. Yeah, this is not the up candle I like to see for a rejection for me to take a trade off from. Yeah, it's just too of an indecision. Yeah, however, I did give that strong rejection and a retest, and price got back down, but I just didn't like this up candle. Right, so again, not something I would like to trade, so I would just watch it. However, like I mentioned, we are trending down. So this could be a retracement for a continuation to the downside. So if you have any trade on this, it should be selling. Yeah, you should be looking for a sell, not a buy, because we are trending down on the higher time frame. Yeah, initially we're trending up, and then we broke the trend right here, and then we got on a retrace, another leg down, we've gone on another retracement. So look for another leg to the downside. Okay, and for you to consider taking a trade right now, I say wait for they've created. Once this low is broken, once this low is broken, then you can go in and you can start looking for sales. Okay, wait for this low to break, because they have given a short-term low, and if this is to continue going down, it needs to break this low. Wait for this to break, retest it, and then you can sell short for a potential move back down. Let's do it this way. Oh, my bad, not that way. For another leg down. Yeah, this is a measured move. So this move down on the retracement, just add and then see if we can get another leg down. So this will be a swing trade, not a short-term trade. So you'll be looking for a measured leg to the downside. So wait for this low to break. Okay, ideally I want to see this type of candle again. Yeah, here, break it, and then I will take a short. Yeah, so ideally you want to see this type of candle break down again, because I think I'm spending a lot of time. We are making lows. Okay, low, low, low. So if this low is formed and this high is here, we could potentially see a higher high. Yeah, because on the 4-hour we are bullish. So if we don't see a high and we break down, that's it. We are now continuing the bearish momentum on the daily. So wait for this low to be taken out, and then it will confirm that we are no more making higher lows, but we have made a high high, a lower high, and we'll be looking for a lower low to form. So once we break this, we'll be looking for a lower low to form. Then you can confirm that now the trend has shifted on the 4-hour back to the downside again. And then you can take an entry. So look for sales on this. Right? Wait for this to take it out. Cardian. Yesterday, I don't know where this strength came from. We did get first target, right, for these equal lows, and then as soon as this equal low was taken, some reason strength came into CAD and took price all the way up into my daily level that I have, right? So right now I am watching. I'm still bearish, but I'm watching. Let's remove these lines. I'm still bearish, but I'm watching, because we have similar to Swiss CAD and Swiss yen. Yeah, something similar. If I put them side to side, you will see that same thing, right? Let's go back and watch it. Same thing. We had a strong push to the downside and price staircased to the upside, right? And then it gave a strong move downside. That's what I'm looking for in here. It's similar to what Swiss yen did yesterday. So I'm still bearish on this, but I want to see strong move to the downside again. So watch this low. Yeah, watch this low. I know it's very far away. By the time price gets here, you could have enjoyed you could have enjoyed the short from up here. However, we don't know. I don't know, but when it gets down here, I know. Yeah, so for me to take a safe trade, probably if it gives offer, this can potentially offer another push higher. and I don't want to be in that. Yeah, it could potentially offer another push to the upside, and I don't want to be in that. So for me to be safe, I want price to get down here, take out this low. It will go with speed, it will go with this kind of momentum to the downside, and it does nothing. There's nothing wrong. I can get a 3 to 1 from here. Yeah, I can get a 3 to 1 from here, and that's all I'm after. Okay, that's what I'm after. So I'll personally wait for this low to be taken out, and then I will see if price can get down for these equal lows, which can happen today, or it can happen whenever it happens. I'll be ready for it. Next one, Aussie yen. Same thing. Right, this current structure is making high highs. Even though I'm bearish, it just a run on highs. That's what it did. Okay, it's not slightly bullish, but with this move to the downside, I personally think the bears are trying to come in, but they are killing off early bears. Early bears, right? So anyone who went in earlier, they've been killed off. Okay, and that's what I personally think is happening. So if this is to continue going down, I need price to take out this low. So I'll wait for strong momentum to the downside, take out this low, and on the retest, I'll take a short here. Okay, on once we broke this on a retest, I'll take a short in there, and I'll show you how it looks like. This is how it looks like. Price will break that low. It's based on the 4-hour, this down candles low. Once price breaks it, that's how it looks like. And this wick retest, that's the entry you're looking for. Right, that's the entry you're looking for. So if I go back to the 4-hour, I go back to the Aussie yen, this low is what you're watching right there. Okay, right there. Price will break it on the lower time frame. It will wick it. It will give you a wick on the lower time frame, and then with that wick you can take a short. Until then, I personally wouldn't buy this right now. I wouldn't. Yeah, if you want to buy it, you can do so, because short term is bullish. Right, it's making low high, lower high, sorry, lower low, high high. So this could be a potential lower low, sorry, lower high. I don't use this terminology, so I get confused. Alright, so it's making low, high high, lower high, high high, lower high. So there could be a potential high high. Okay, so you can buy if you want, but I personally wouldn't, because I am bearish. So I'll wait for price to give me momentum to the downside, break this, and then I'll take a short from there. Alright, same thing on this one, but because this one is weak, this is still valid. This is the trade I personally am in, right? Because the New Zealand is bearish, okay, compared to the Aussie. So I personally am still in this. It's taking it forever to move to where I want it to. No problem. My stop is still up here. My stop is still up here, and I still fancy price going down on this, right? This is where I'm watching currently, because once we break that low, okay, momentum to the downside will increase, and I'll be taking something off at this low. Okay, this level is what has kept price where it is now. Between these two has kept price where it is now. So I'm looking for a strong push below it, and these two levels will offer some form of another resistance, because you can see, yeah, hit it. Now we're doing the same thing here. So once this is broken, it will offer some sort of resistance, and will stop price from going upside again, and then we should see down price movement. Okay, let's jump on to the next one. Euro Aussie. All right, Euro Aussie, again similar. This is, let me invert it. I learned this yesterday. So let's invert it. Maybe not that one. Inverts, no, sorry. There is, there. So it's similar, right? Price is bullish, yeah, but I've turned price around so you can understand. So now let's say price is bearish, yeah, price is bearish, but in between it's created a short-term low. Okay, it's created a short-term low. So if price is to continue to go down, it needs to break this. It needs to break this down candle, right? It needs to break that down candle. So once I see price break this, that will confirm that they want to continue going down. Yeah, they want to continue going down. Therefore, I will take a short here. Yeah, we got stopped out yesterday, and that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. There's always a way to get back into a trade. I think it's just a kill on early longs. Okay, so we could potentially see another push to the downside. So I'm gonna bring it back to normal. Now you see properly. So what I shared on Swiss yen, same thing. We are looking for a run above this with momentum. Once we see that, we go into the lower time frame and we take another trade again, yeah, with momentum to the upside. It's still bullish. Yeah, it just came down a bit further. This was the confirmation that I got earlier, yeah, with this up candle, and I was buying this down candle on the retracement, and it just go through it. It went through it. Yeah, typical. So now we are waiting for price to break above, and then we take a re-entry. Now everyone who is long or who went in earlier like we did, they've been killed off, unless your stop was down here. Okay, then you are still safe. If it wasn't down here, then you are stopped out. So let's wait and let price break above this, and then we can take a trade to the upside again, right? And this time it should go with speed. So ideally you want to be placing a buy stop. Yeah, that's how you trade this, with a buy stop or a sell stop, because sometimes you might not even see it. It will just boom, push through it. Okay, so that's the idea on this. Euro yen, what can I say? On the daily, price has run this equal high and is rejecting. I want to see price close below, yeah, this high. I want to see price close inside it. If it does close inside it, then it will be it will give me ideas to consider to go short. Why am I going to go short on this? Because I am bullish on the yen. Yeah, that's the only reason why I'm bullish on the yen. Euro could be strong, but I am bullish on the yen. So if I do get a closure, we have closed below on the 4 hour. We have a rejection. I just don't like right now, this is the low, okay, from this high. So this is a higher low, high high. So this could be a potential lower high and a high high to come in. So again, watch this low. I'm gonna draw a line here and watch that low, okay, and see if we're gonna break it. All right, so we've run equal highs. This is a reset. Price has now gone back to neutral. So we are now waiting to see, do we want to continue going up, or we want to reverse and go down? Okay, I would say wait and see what price would do. Okay, but the idea or the trade right now, if I'm forced to take a trade, will be a long. Yeah, because we are making highs, we are not making lows. So if you take a short, you're going counter trend, and you might probably get stopped out. So the trade will be a buy, but I personally wouldn't buy it. All right, you can buy if you want. If your trade, if it's giving you a trade on this and your strategy says buy, there's nothing wrong with it. You can buy it. Just be open-minded that if you buy and it stops you out, you're not gonna be upset. Yeah, if you buy it and it goes up, you've made a trade. If it stops you out, don't get upset, because that's normal price action. You did the right thing and price stopped you out. Okay, so wait. If you want to sell short, wait. If you want to buy it, then go ahead, because the trade currently, the bias is to the upside, like this. Okay, and for targets, if you're buying, targets are up here, like I outlined. 1, 2, 3 as your targets. Yeah, Euro, New Zealand. I did plan out a trade on this, but between the Euro Aussie and the Euro New Zealand, I fancy, or the one I preferred was this one. That's why I didn't send out that. Yeah, I preferred Euro Aussie to Euro New Zealand because price action was clean here. Push up, retracement. This didn't give me enough retracement for me to consider it as a good place to go long. Yeah, it was too shallow, so that's why I didn't send this. I was just watching it for my personal observation to see if price will run this equal high. That's why I didn't send it, and if I did, this would have stopped people out. Okay, the one that I preferred was this, because this gave enough retracement between this low and that high. Okay, so on Euro New Zealand, again, if you want to buy it, I personally think we are sitting at equilibrium between this low and that high. We've not even retraced 50%, so I would personally say wait. Okay, it's currently trading in a place where it's not safe to buy. Okay, if you want to buy, you always want to buy at a lower portion of a trading range. So between this high and that low, that's a trading range. If you want to be a buyer, you want to be buying below 50%. Yeah, above 50% you don't want to be buying. So trade idea, nothing on this currently. If you want to be a buyer, wait for it to come here, or where you are now, you can sell it if it's giving you a signal. Okay, if your trading strategy is giving you a signal to sell it, then yes, because you are trading at the upper portion of the range being between this high and that low. So if you want to sell, we are at a level where you can sell. Yeah, another trade that got stopped out was this one. Same thing, waiting for price to retrace into a level give a rejection. So we did get a rejection in here, right? Let me take this one, put it back on again. We did get a rejection, swing low form, so we are buying this high here, right? Price just lingered around for I think about 3 hours. Yeah, lingered around for almost 3 hours, and then ultimately smashed down. And this down movement is, I would say, came from the pound Aussie pushing above. Yeah, pound Aussie pushing above the this down candle. So I didn't expect that to happen. I expected price to stay below this up candle here. With this down movement, I expected price to stay below. So once price just pushed through it, this one just went down and stopped us out. The trade idea is still, what am I using? Let's go back. Yeah, the trade idea is still there, okay, but I would like to see, again, this is like what I shared earlier. The trade is long. We are creating short-term lows in between this range, so we're gonna wait for momentum to come in and break this low, and then once this low is broken, we can take a retest on the lower time frame for a continuation to the upside. Okay, we can take a lower time frame entry for continuation to the upside. London is always tricky, so wait for New York. There's lots of wicks going on here. You can get killed prematurely. Wait for some sort of confirmation that price wants to go up, then buy it. Okay, for now, this is just too much movement, okay, and it can frustrate you. Yeah, so save your mental energy. This one, my alert is still there. I'm waiting for price to come in here. That's what I'm waiting for price to come to. Until then, I'm waiting. Yeah, until then I'm waiting. I want to be a buyer. I don't want to be a seller, because overall we are too low. Yeah, if you squeeze the chart, we are too low for me to be looking for sales for continuation to the downside. Plus we are trading at a high time frame level. If I put the monthly, yeah, we are trading at a high time frame level right here. Let's see. Right, I like this one. Maybe I'll wait. I like that level on the monthly time frame. Yeah, clean last down candle before all this move up. I like that one. So maybe we could see another leg down, because for price to give me, I didn't see, I was on the weekly, I think. Yeah, I was considering this down candles close. That's where I was basing my trade off from. But from the monthly perspective, I like here. So maybe we could see a run below this low, and then we can get the trend change, which would be ideal, because this bounce, it's too shallow. That's why I did like the pound Aussie. Is it? Yeah, the pound Aussie gave me enough bounce, yeah, to show me that there's someone willing to buy this market. It gave me enough bounce. Okay, but looking at this one on the monthly, it didn't give me enough bounce on the daily. So I would like early longs to be killed. Right now, I would like early longs to be killed. So I'll fancy another leg to the downside. Let me measure this high to that low. Yeah, I fancy another leg down to that 2% between this high and that low. Another leg down before buyers comes in at that level. So I'll not say, yeah, I can potentially look for a short. Yeah, I can potentially look for a short on this, and then I'll wait. This one, I'll hold on to the longs. Yeah, let's hold on to the longs on this. Let's remove it for now. Let's have a look on the monthly. Yeah, this is already traded inside that monthly down candle, so this one could stay sideways. Yeah, it could stay sideways or just clean these equal lows based on what the pound New Zealand is doing. We could kill these equal lows and then see the ultimate trend change. Okay, because what is happening here is people are trying to buy, or people are trying to catch the low for the reversal, and that's what is going on. Yeah, people are trying to buy the reversal and you're getting killed. I got killed once. Yeah, so wait. Let's see if they can run this low. Potentially going into August, we will see a reversal. That is a must. Yeah, going into August, we should see a reversal. Yeah, so I'll hold on to the longs and then see. I'll use this as my gauge. Once this low is broken and come to this level, then I'll start looking for buys on between this one and that, depending on which one is giving me a better entry. Let's go back to the 4 hour. Right, card strength, I don't know where that one came from yesterday, but that was incredible. And this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So the takeaway or the lesson for today is this. Yeah, if price is to continue going up, it should offer support at the low. If it doesn't give you support at that low, price will break it with momentum. So your entry, this time didn't give, no, there is. On the 15 minutes, price broke it right there, gives you a retest, and then away it goes. Okay, so go back to the 4 hour and see it properly. This low should offer what? Support. If it doesn't, it's gonna break it, and then on the lower time frame, it's gonna give you a retest, and then you can take the trade there. Okay, so that'll be the takeaway for today. Where we are currently trading now, I would like to see some form of a rejection before I take any trade, because this is a down movement. So this is what I'll be looking for, rejection, because we are trading down. I want to see someone with big money step in. Once they step in, retest, and then I'll buy it. So that's what I'll be watching going forward on this pair. Okay, I want to see some form of a rejection. It could be this candle here. So if it's this one, I want to see price go up, trade above it, retest, and I'll be buying to come up here. Looking at price, I think we are beginning to form some form of a trend, mini trend. Let's measure this high. Okay, this is overextension, so price has done twice of what they did here, so we could see a potential reasonable bounce. Not a retracement, a reasonable bounce. So if we do get a trade above this, if we do get a trade above this, an up candle close above this, on the next one I'll be a buyer, like this, with my stop like that here. Okay, and I'll be targeting there. Right, I'm not looking for continuation to the upside, because on this time frame price is bearish, it's not bullish right now. For me to be bearish, it needs to break above this high. It needs to break above that high for me to consider another bullishness in this market. Looking at the daily, we are between this high and that low. We are trading reasonably. The 6-1. Yeah. Let's have a look properly. There. Yeah. I'll say 618. Yeah. And it's a good confluence. You have this down candle there. Let me draw that level so you can see. Right here. Yeah, it's a good candle, but overall, again, we are not bullish, we're bearish on the 4 hour. So if you're taking any trade, you shouldn't be expecting for price to go to the moon. If you take any long, you should be taking most of it off here, because the daily is slightly bullish. We are sideways to bullish, so we could see a potential break to the upside, and then you can take advantage of that. So if you're taking any long, just take something or most of it off before we get to here, and then watch and see if you're gonna break it and continue going up. If not, then stay away, because you want price to come down a little bit more before you want to be buying. Okay, if it doesn't give you this, okay, don't buy it there, because it's too risky. Yeah, don't buy it there, it's too risky. Let it give you some form of a confirmation first before you buy it. And selling it right now, I think, again, it's not appropriate, because price has dropped significantly. So it's in between. Yeah, so patience is required where price is currently sitting. Yeah, wait for price to trade above here to consider long. If not, wait for price to drop down here. And if we take any short, you have to be very careful and place your stop properly. Yeah, because anything can happen where we are sitting. Okay, last 3 and we'll be done. I mentioned on this that I'm not doing anything because price is sideways, and it's doing exactly like that. Yeah, so I will not do anything on this pair. Personally, I'm on the sideline. I'm not even considering anything on this. If you want to take any trade on this, just be mindful, okay, because the pound can be bullish and take price up, and the yen can be bullish and take price back down. Yeah, like you're saying, it's like a ping pong. Pound bullish, yen bullish, pound bullish, yen bullish, but it's only taking out lows and highs and it coming back inside. So this is like a range, yeah, between this high and that low. So for longs, I will be looking for price to break above this for a continuation to the upside. For shorts, price needs to break this low convincingly down before I can consider shorts. Where we are right now is just sideways, so be careful. Okay, New Zealand CAD. I didn't take this trade, but it was a very good trade. Yeah, personally, I didn't take it. I just outlined it because I do practice a lot, and that's one thing everybody must do. If you have a strategy, you have to back test it all the time, every day. Take some trade, not take it, but like back test it. Yeah, put the trade out there and then see if it's going to play out. And if it plays out, it gives you extra confidence in your strategy. Yeah, so this is a trade idea I did put it there to watch and see if price is going to do what it does based on what I know. Yeah, and it did exactly that. So that's how I practice most of the time, and in this condition I've been practicing a lot, simply because I want to get confidence in my trades. Yeah, so that's why I don't fear taking a loss, because ultimately I know that my strategy works and I'm going to make more on my trades than I lose. So over the course of say a month, okay, if I take all my trades, all my setups, I know that I'll be coming out profitable. I will take losses, I'll take lots of losses, but overall I'll be coming out net profit. Okay, and that's what you want. And don't ever think that you're never going to lose a trade, or you're looking for a perfect strategy. It doesn't exist. Okay, you have to find a strategy and trade it based on probabilities. Yeah, trading is all numbers game. Okay, so this was a setup that I had, but I didn't take it. Again, I was just watching to see what price would do. Okay, currently if I want to take another trade, I'll wait for retracement here. I'll wait for retracement to that level. I'll wait for retracement to this low. I prefer the opening price. However, if it comes here and it gives me some form of not wanting to go up, then I'll sell it there. Yeah, mentally I'm not going to physically put a trade on. It's just me practicing. Okay, and my target would be back to this equal lows again. Yeah, if price will push higher here, I'll be looking for a trade there to target this equal low, and then probably a continuation to the upside, sorry, to the downside. And then finally this one, I think I've talked about that. I've talked about this a lot, how I would have taken this trade, and I've given you examples, lots of examples how you could have taken this trade. Right now it's pulling back inside. On the 4-hour we are still bearish, so just be mindful. Okay, if you have any long, this is how you go long. On the next candle that opens, yeah, on the next candle that opens, you're gonna wait for price to come back to that candle's high or opening price for a long to the upside back here, because that will be a resistance level. Okay, that's it. Don't expect it to continue going up because we are bearish on this time frame. Yeah, we are bearish, so be looking for another leg back down. So I would prefer to wait and go short. Okay, looking for another leg back down. I'll prefer to wait and go short. All right, on the daily it looks like I wouldn't push too much on this for the long side. I didn't push too much on this for the long side. I could be wrong and it could just blow through it, but I trade based on what I see. Okay, so I'll want price to push up here, and then I'll be looking for another sell in between these two levels. In between these two levels, I'll be looking for another sell to the downside again, because you can see what the momentum is. Okay, we drop quicker than going up, so the money is to the downside currently. And I think that will be it. If you have any question, can you please check your card? Okay, I've taken your card from my list because that pair was in a range on the daily. I've tried to see if we could drop down. Yeah, I've been looking for a drop down for a while because this has been just sideways. In here, we've been looking for a drop to the downside. However, we've not been successful with that. We've taken, I think, a win. We've taken a win and a loss on this, and I decided to take it out because this is a mess on the daily time frame. Looking at the daily, this looks like a decent rejection on the seller's part, and that's the kind of rejection I like. And on the 4-hour, this is on the daily, so potentially we could see a push to the downside again. Yeah, we could see another push to the downside. Let's have a look on the 4-hour. I have another strategy I use, and based on that strategy, we could potentially, if I'm right, see price at least come back down here. See price come back down here. So let's watch here and there, these two price levels. Okay, you want to monitor them. If price gets to there, so for the person that asked this question, if price gets here, will it give you something like this? A swing high. I'll just put it plain. Will it give you a swing high here? Yeah, if it does, if it forms a swing high here, sell it. Yeah, if it gives you a swing high here, I'll sell it. If it doesn't, wait and watch that one. If it gives you a swing high here, then you sell it up there. Yeah, I like the rejection on the daily because that's a strong, it's like they've rejected the whole entire I think this was Tuesday's trading. They've rejected it. They did run, like they killed the high on Tuesday and the low on Tuesday, so that's very bearish on a short-term basis. That's very bearish, so we could see another leg down. Let me do some measurements. Yeah, gauged right. Somewhere there. Yeah, so that moved to the upside. I want to see if they can duplicate that to the downside. Yeah, so if I do sell short up here, I'll be looking for a trade to run below this low. We could see go further than that because we opened on Monday, went up Tuesday rejection, and we're coming back down. So on the weekly time frame, this is weekly opening price. Let me go on the weekly and show you. This is the weekly opening price, and price went all the way up and rejected. So can we see price come all the way back down? That's what I'm looking for. And it could do that. Could do something like this. Yeah, we start the week, price went all the way up and then rejected and come all the way back down and close bearish. All right, so that's what I'll be personally looking for if I was to be taking this trade. Yeah, I'll watch this one and that one. Okay, so check these two levels and then wait for price to get there and give you like a swing high formation, and if it does that, then you can take a trade to the downside. Is there any other pair you want me to look at before I shoot out, because I've taken so long today? You're welcome. Is there any other pair anyone wants me to look at? Let me check the Discord and see. Okay. Do you have any question, Fluffy Potato? Such a weird name. Do you have any question, Fluffy Potato? Yes, I am very, very, I personally want everyone to learn how to trade. Yeah, that's my goal. Everyone should learn how to trade. Don't depend on someone. Learn on, have time and steady price, and then learn how to trade by yourself, so you can get confidence in your personal trade. Okay, give me 1 second. I will be with you. Give me 1 second and I'll check USD yen for you. USD yen. I think I did cover that. If you did miss it. So on USD yen, we went short up here, and I said I'm looking for a continuation to the downside, right? However, because we've dropped down so much, yeah. Looking at what the dollar is doing, let's go back to the dollar. I said that dollar should, from what the dollar is doing, it should give a retracement, yeah, and with that retracement, we don't know where it's gonna end. So if I'm to sell again, I'll be waiting for this low to be broken. Yeah, I'll wait for this low to be broken, and once this low is broken, yeah, then I can go in to look for what sells, because ultimately I am bearish on this pair. Yeah, we've enjoyed first profit, second profit, and we have some position on right now. With the dollar still lingering around, okay, we could potentially just collapse and break this low, because that's ultimately where I want price to go to. But now it's giving this push to the upside, right? So if you want to be buying, don't expect price to go to the moon. it can, but I wouldn't expect that, right? And then for you to be a seller again, wait for price to come here, and then I gave an example on this pair. Wait for price to come and take out this short-term low. Okay, once this short-term low was taken, price just, the momentum of price just went super bearish. The momentum of price went super bearish. So same thing on dollar yen. Okay, if price is to continue to go down, the momentum will be super bearish. And every day opens with a push to the upside first, right? So we could see this push upside, and ultimately during New York time this could melt down again, right? So if your strategy is giving you a buy, by all means go for it, but take some profits along the way, because you don't know if price is going to continue to go up. Yeah, so if your strategy is giving a buy it and then go up with it, just make sure you have a stop loss in place. Yeah, so that when it comes back and stops you out, I mean, when it comes back, it can stop you out and you don't lose your account basically. Yeah, but I'll be looking for a sell, because I'm bearish on dollar. Even though it's giving this push to the upside, I'm still bearish because the overall trend is to the downside. Okay, I could be wrong, and I explained earlier, if you were late, they can leave this equal lows here and then run all the way back up. And I showed you an example on dollar CAD, just like this. Yeah, they could leave that as equal low and run all the way back up before ultimately coming back down. Yeah, so back here, they could leave this and run all the way back up and run this high again before coming back down. Yeah, we are trading in a very, very difficult times. Market has not been easy to trade for the last, I would say, 1 month. Yeah, going back the last 1 month, since the third week of June, the market has not been that easy to trade. Okay, so be careful out there. Don't expect too much. Be content, be happy with the little that you get, and then you just bank it and you stay out, because the market can hurt you really, really bad, and it has to some people that I know of. Yeah, so again, to recap, if your strategy is giving you a buy, go ahead and buy it, have a stop loss in place, and see how far it's going to go. Yeah, we did get this move to the downside. I'm looking for another leg back down, so where I have my line is where I want to see price break, and then I'll take a short there, and then I'll ride it to the downside, targeting this equal low. But for now it's pushing up, so I'll just wait and watch. Where I'll be looking for bearishness to come in next will be up here. Yeah, for a retracement up into above 661.8. Okay, is there any other question before I disappear? Is there another question before I disappear? Because I've taken so long today. I was meant to do 1 hour session and I've turned it into 2 hours. Gradually becoming like my mentor. Right, if there's no question, then I will end here, and then I will see you guys tomorrow morning, Friday, same time, same place, and we'll go through the pairs again. And with my signal group, we will have a session this afternoon, and then I'll go into more details about the entry pattern that we have, because most of you were not there in the beginning to watch the live session. And then I'll add this as well for re-entries. Okay, so I'll see you guys later, and I'll see those of you tomorrow morning. Take care and have a good day.